Hello everyone, welcome back to Today News K-Wave channel. The topic of the relationship between Park Jimin and Jungkook, widely known as Jikook, has never been without attention. From past to present, there are always moments, interactions, and even small details that leave fans wondering. Is it all just a coincidence? Or is there something deeper that has never really been revealed to the public? Recently, the discussion has heated up after various comments emerged from Korean fans who claim to have noticed things that international fans had rarely noticed. It's not just ordinary speculation, but rather a pattern of interaction that is considered consistent and hard to ignore. Many have begun to notice how the two often seem to have a unique sync between them, both on stage and behind the scenes. Some Korean fans have even stated that certain moments feel too real to be dismissed as mere fan service. The way they pay attention to each other, the small gestures that occur unnoticed by the camera, and the expressions they display at certain times all seem like pieces of a puzzle that are slowly coming together. However, what makes this situation even more interesting is the difference in perspective between Korean and international fans. While some global fans still see this as a natural form of close friendship, some Korean fans feel there's something deeper going on that isn't being openly expressed. Is this because they're more in tune with local culture and context? Or is it simply a different interpretation? On the other hand, others point out that the entertainment world, especially the K-pop industry, is full of concepts and strategies designed to attract fans. Interactions between members are often part of the group dynamic that strengthens the bond in the public eye. Therefore, many remain skeptical and choose to view everything neutrally. Even so, it's hard to deny that Jakook has incredibly strong chemistry. Even for those who don't subscribe to any theory, this closeness between BTS is already one of the most striking things. Many moments feel natural, uncontrived, and that's precisely what makes it all the more interesting to discuss. The question now is, does all this evidence actually point to something real? Or is it simply the result of overly in-depth fan interpretation? Ultimately, without direct confirmation from the parties involved, all of this remains speculation. This phenomenon is nothing new in the world of fandom. When two individuals have a strong bond and are frequently seen together, it's natural for theories and assumptions to emerge, especially if the interaction feels out of the ordinary. However, it's also important to maintain the line between reality and interpretation. What's clear is that the discussion about Jikook isn't going to end anytime soon. Every new moment, no matter how small, can become the subject of lengthy discussions. And perhaps that's precisely the allure of a mystery that's never truly answered, but always interesting to follow. So, what do you think? Is this truly concrete evidence, as some Korean fans claim? Or is it just a coincidence that seems too perfect? One thing's for sure, this story is far from over, and fans will continue to search for answers. If we look deeper, there's one thing that often goes unnoticed by many: how the dynamics of relationships between members in a large group like BTS are actually formed over a very long time. They live together, train together, go through difficult times, and eventually reach the pinnacle of global popularity. In such circumstances, emotional closeness is certainly natural and even inevitable. But this is precisely where the debate resurfaces: is this closeness simply a very close friendship? Or is there a deeper meaning? Some Korean fans have highlighted that there have been certain changes over time in the way Park Jimin and Jungkook interact. They feel that this relationship is evolving, not static. From what initially seemed like a brother-sister relationship, it has slowly transformed into something more complex and difficult to explain. This is evident in how the two often seem to understand each other without needing many words, as if they've become accustomed to reading each other in various situations. Interestingly, some fans claim that there are certain moments that can only be understood by paying close attention to small details. For example, how one of them spontaneously responds when they're in a certain situation, or how their facial expressions change in a split second when the other approaches. These things may seem trivial to some, but for those who follow closely, they can become crucial clues. Amidst all this, however, more rational voices have emerged. They remind us that humans naturally tend to look for patterns, even in seemingly random things. When someone already has a certain belief, every small detail can easily be connected to support that belief. This is why discussions about Jikook often veer between two sides: strong belief and equally strong skepticism. Undeniably, the popularity of this topic is also influenced by how social media amplifies every moment. Short video clips, photos from a certain angle, and even narratives constructed by fans can quickly spread and shape public opinion. Within hours, a simple moment can turn into big evidence, discussed across various platforms. This blurs the line between fact and interpretation. On the other hand, there are also cultural factors that contribute to the distinct perspectives of Korean fans. They may have a perspective more closely aligned with local social contexts and customs, thus seeing things from a different angle than international fans. However, this doesn't mean that one perspective is more correct than another. It all comes down to how each individual interprets what they see. What's interesting is how this phenomenon continues to evolve over time. Each era has its own Jikook moment, which fans then analyze, discuss, and remember. Even old moments are often revisited and viewed with a new perspective, as if details were only realized after a long time. This shows that discussions about them are not just about what's happening now, but also how the past is continually being reinterpreted. Ultimately, perhaps the biggest question is no longer, is this real or not? But why do so many people feel connected to this story? There's something about the dynamic between Park Jimin and Jungkook that makes people want to keep watching, exploring, and even debating it. It could be because of the strong chemistry, or it could be because of the narrative that has developed over time. Whatever the answer, one thing is clear: this mystery lives on because of the fans who never stop paying attention. As long as there are new moments, as long as there are interactions that can be interpreted, this discussion will continue. And perhaps that's precisely what makes it so compelling, a never-ending story that always leaves room for possibilities. Thank you for watching until the end. What do you think? Is this closeness between Park Jimin and Jungkook just a coincidence? Or is there something else that's still unsaid? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, because every perspective is always interesting to discuss. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and share it with your fellow armies so we can discuss it together. And of course, subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss the latest BTS updates, interesting theories, and viral moments. See you in the next video.